With that, Chair now recognizes Mr. Barletta.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't know if we're making the argument here whether or not we should secure our southern border or not. That's the feeling I'm getting. There's been a lot of talk that if any terrorists, whether or not any terrorists have crossed the border illegally, but we do know that those wishing to do us harm have manipulated in the past our immigration system to enter and remain in the United States. Mahmoud Abu Halima, he was a convicted perpetrator of the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, received amnesty in 1986 after he claimed to be an agricultural worker despite being a cab driver in New York. The only thing he planted in America was a bomb. President Obama has told the American people and potential terrorists that he plans to grant some form of administrative amnesty to potentially millions of those currently in the country unlawfully. Secretary Johnson, as you make recommendations to the President as to how he should implement such a program, how will you assure the American people that another Abu Halima will not slip through the cracks?
Congressman, I am very focused on knowing as much as we can about individuals who are undocumented in this country. And I believe that if an earned path to citizenship were to become law, that would encourage people to come forward and submit to a background check so that they can get on the books. And I know there's a lot of debate about, just give me a second, please. There's a lot of debate about the earned path to citizenship. From my Homeland Security perspective, I want people who are living in this country undocumented to come forward and get on the books and subject themselves to a background check so that I can know who they are. And whether it's the current DACA program or an earned path to citizenship, whether it's deferred action or earned path to citizenship, from my Homeland Security perspective, I want people to come forward and submit themselves.
Secretary Johnson, I've dealt with this as a mayor in my hometown. Do we honestly believe that any would-be terrorists or criminal or drug dealer is going to come forward to have a criminal background check done on them, or they are going to continue to remain underground? Nobody with a criminal record is going to come forward.
The more I can learn about the undocumented population in this country, the better. The more effectively we can use our removal resources against the type of person you just described, the better. And so I'm interested in going after public safety, national security threats in terms of our removal resources. And I want to have a system that more effectively gets to that population.
Do you believe Mahmoud Abu Halima would have come forward for a criminal background check in 1993?
Most criminals do not subject themselves to criminal background checks. I agree with that.
So he still would have planted that bomb in the World Trade Center. So the 9/11 Commission report that I have here, I question why this was a report and recommendations that was passed by Congress and signed by the President, why we haven't taken those recommendations and enforced them. The summary in the very first line, it says, enforcement of our immigration law is a core component that, according to the Commission, up to 15 of the 19 hijackers on September 11th could have been intercepted or deported through more diligent enforcement of immigration laws. Why are we not taking up the recommendations of the 9/11 Commission report so that we don't have another attack again?
There are a number of 9/11 Commission recommendations that I wish we could all adopt.
How about enforcing our immigration laws as number one?
Very plainly, enforcement of our immigration laws is a top priority of mine, and with the resources that Congress gives us, we can and we should do an effective job of going after those who represent threats to public safety.
And secure the borders. The discussion here, and we've had it in the past in another hearing.
I agree with you.
Whether or not
Securing the borders is
somebody has crossed the border already that's a terrorist. Nobody used a plane to crash into one of our buildings until the first time as well. That's not a good reason that we shouldn't secure the border, because we believe that nobody has cross the border who's a terrorist already. Thank you.